and hello, America. This is Vinny Chopra, right here from the Bay Area, Danville, Black Hawk, and my buddy right there, Bo Exteen from Henderson. Oh my gosh, I've been just walking for about an hour and a half and just rushed. I missed the time. I had to climb my the hill, Bo, you know that, coming through the back door and come back here. Where there is a will, there is a way, right? How are you,
Uh,
brother?
I'm doing well, doing well. Yeah, I got my workout in this morning, and it's amazing. Every day, it's like all of a sudden Friday comes. It's like these weeks just go so fast, and we're almost at the new year already. So it's
So true, so true. I'm just trying to fix my collar and all that. No, so true. Oh my gosh, it's 5th of the November, I think, and my gosh, it's just a few days left. Of course, people go on vacations last week of December, so we got about month and a half to crush it and really put the final touches to the 2021, the goals, the expectations, and the results. So yeah, I think today's show, we don't have a guest, but we're going to talk about a lot of things. Please, everybody joining, let us know your name. Love to bring you on. And then also, please let us know where you are from. Where you are from. We appreciate you a lot. We come live to you 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern every Friday. We try to do every Friday. And I know I was in Florida. Bo was also out there. So it's going to be exciting show. We're going to make it happen. And if you have any things regarding syndication, commercial investments, and loans, all kind of loans, brother Bo is specialist in all the kind of loans. So please go ahead and tell us. I'm trying to see chat overlay. Okay, I don't want to do that. So please tell us where you're from. uh, I think Ethan is in the background. Our brother Ethan is here. I'm going to bring him on right there. I mean, Ethan is doing spectacular things, in the industry. And at the age of 19, he has accomplished so much. I got a pleasure to meet Ethan first time. Ethan, tell me a little bit more, man. In Florida, you're tall, man.
Yep. So we met at the Multifamily Mastery 4 in Orlando. It was, I think, 2 weekends ago, almost, right? About 900, multifamily investors, syndicators, operators. It was good to meet people. I've been part of Vinny's program for about 14 months, and I see people on Zoom all the time, but it's finally nice to see them in person, right?
For sure, for sure. I mean, 800 people there. And, it was so exciting to really put the faces with the names and, hug them and, high five them and have some drinks at nighttime. I mean, I know one of the night we were up until 1:30 in the morning. Holy cow. We had so much fun. So, no, that's
what
great.
what was your biggest takeaways, Ethan, at the event?
Yeah.
So for me, those events, they bring a lot of momentum. Sometimes if deals aren't working, things with investors aren't working well, just going there, seeing people who've maybe been in the industry for less time than you're just killing it. I remember me and Vinny, we talked about this on our Wednesday mastermind. There's one guy, he had 1,500 units, no syndications in just 2 years. Just like refinancing, doing JVs, all that. So that right there kind of kicks up your momentum, your motivation. So that was my biggest takeaway. Meeting a lot of people, connecting. It's always good to get out there and network. That's probably something I've been slacking on a little bit. Going out of my comfort zone and networking more.
Surely, and it was great to meet your dad and lots of great people there. I mean, I'm just totally. Oh, go ahead, go ahead. This is from the bro.
Okay.
Yeah, like Vinny said, it was good to see everybody. Learned a lot. A lot of great speakers. And I think it's just good to go to many of these networking events as you can. I know there's another one in February in Colorado. Joe Fairless has his the best ever conference. But yeah, it makes me really want to get out there and network a little bit more. One thing I haven't been doing is talking to brokers in my area because it's just not a market I'm interested in. But I just feel like it's good to build a network of local professionals near you as well, right? So
Yeah,
now I
totally.
want to buy in my city. It's called Leesburg, Florida. Now I want to buy. So now I'm like talking to brokers more, building connection. And I've always looked in Tampa, but that's kind of a drive, so it's not as easy to meet up with brokers, go for lunch or coffee. when they're in your backyard, you can just call them, just text them, schedule that pretty easily.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. I'm working with a gentleman who's actually looking to build a assisted living facility in Leesburg, Florida.
Oh
So
wow. Oh
yeah,
my, I mean, had to take that. We are closing on, 4 loans actually over there for the construction and everything. So I had to take that call. But the thing is, I am so impressed how fast we are kicking butt there in Florida. We had 100 people, 100 workers working at the site, 150 workers working at the site. Like Merritt Island location, it's almost like 40% complete within month and a half. I was so impressed, with all the constructions going on there. And then, of course, Cape Coral is fully done. We are at 50% break even point. Praise the Lord. I mean, we are in made 13,000 profit, right at 50%. So I was thinking the break even point for assisted senior living is 56% or something like that, but not really. Holy moly. I mean, both. So I'm very excited that, we'll be able to generate as we move on. I've taken the new role of managing these assets. So I'm learning, working with executive directors and all. That'll be my new position. And Monica and I will be managing all the assisted living facilities that we are buying because we love to be vertically integrated. No, thank you. But let's talk about, on the agenda today. Our friends who are watching us, please give us some questions and we are here to answer and expand on it. Can we talk about 1031? I heard that now the administration is not going to take that away. Have you heard about it, Bo?
no, but that's good that they're not, because I think like I think a lot of the investors right now, the mindset is acquire properties, renovate, capex budget,
Mm-hmm.
cost seg study,
Mm-hmm.
get the write offs, and then the problem is that you'll have to recapture it. So what's your solution? You then would 1031, right? So
Yeah.
that would ruin the game. It would ruin the game. And I had one of my buddies working with Core on the
Mm-hmm.
cost segregation, and yeah, he called me yesterday. He said he's got about 900,000 in write-off. So he says I probably won't have to pay taxes, for
Sure.
3 years. So
Yeah.
I mean, but at some point I said, well, probably what you want to do is, when you want to move on, you're going to take that equity, and instead of having to recapture, you're going to want a 1031. If they eliminated 1031 exchange, it would kind of be a big shock to many investors out there to be able to implement the program.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, Jose asked, "Hey Vinny, should I cost seg my building if it's only valued at 400,000?" That's kind of marginal from my understanding, but there's probably some value to at least get a free analysis done by Core,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
let them look at it and give you some feedback.
Sure.
And like, it's free, so no harm, no foul. I think typically, most of them are 500,000-600,000 plus, but maybe it might make sense for you. So I would definitely look into it. Obviously,
Sure.
looking into it doesn't cost you any money, so it makes sense to just start doing the homework. And
It
is
really
there
does. Is it a
it,
multifamily? I was going to ask also. The next question will be as to if it's a newer building, isn't it true that we can write off a lot more amount? Is that right, Bo? Yeah.
potentially, yes. I mean, it depends if he did any renovations, things like that. But and also, if it's a single family property, they sometimes don't need to actually do an on-site inspection, so the cost of doing the cost segregation and study is a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, here's the thing: we should all be exploring these opportunities to save money, to make money, right? Like, it's worth the 20-minute phone call to see if
Mm-hmm.
it does make sense or not, right? Like, there's too many people out there that aren't exploring these cost savings, or tax deferment strategies. And it's like, like if you're not doing it, somebody else is doing it, right? Like, so my whole philosophy now is when there's something that could potentially make or save me money, I'm going to jump on it as soon as possible and figure out in the first week or two, does this make sense or not? Talk to the right people. You know, that's the thing about having a good team. You need the resources, like to get loans to whatever you're doing. You need to be connected. You know, and a lot of people that were getting like the PPP and idle loans, it was because they had a good accountant and said, hey, yes, you can get an idle loan or whatever. And like now they were able to get, you know, several $100,000 at a very low interest rate, which helped them, you know, during COVID progress their business. And if people were taking advantage of things like that, and it's really about having the right connections, you know, the right cost seg company, the right CPAs, the right mentors, as we always talk about. So,
Mhm.
Jose, I would say, yes, you should definitely look into doing that. And it's either going to make sense or not. And it doesn't cost any money to figure it out initially. So, good question. I
Very good
think,
question. I was going to just say to people who will be watching later on. I hope what we are talking about is cost segregation. What that means is the land does not depreciate much at all. It's the we call it the aperture is the other word. It's the building, right? So the building has so many pieces to it, and we are able to depreciate some items of the building on a 1 year basis, first year, some 5 years, some 7.5 years. So lot more is cost segregated and gotten the negative paper loss, we call it, depreciation, in the early years, rather than taking the whole structure divided by 27.5, which is the straight line depreciation. So it's good to do the most of the cost segregation in the early years, but you have to capture it if you're selling it. So that's the other part. If you're going to sell it in 3 years or so, the rule of thumb is don't do it because you're going to recapture it. But I think if you're going to keep the property for longer, we should do it. Right, right. And then
yeah.
please check it out to Core Solutions. We love Terry Judge, the CEO, president, and they've done ours. We have just bought some deals, and they're doing it right now. As a matter of fact, I just closed the deal, Bo, the Knoxville deal. We just closed it last Friday, brother. So
Okay, yeah, I was curious about that. In the next couple of weeks, we need to do the finalized, because then we'll
yes,
piece all the series together. But
yes, yes.
that's very exciting, and that, I guess that I heard John's very busy. He's on the phone all day.
Yes,
Sounds like
yes,
working.
yes. So we were able to close it, and our property management company, shout out to RAM, RAM, RAM Partners. We chose them. Very great people, great people. I have all the accolades. And then, of course, Bell Partners is the other property management company we've been using in Florida and Texas. And is then RAM is our in Tennessee. And we are very, very excited about partnering with them, and we hit the ground running already. We had a 1 hour meeting on Monday. We just bought it on Friday, by the way. So Monday we had meeting, and then yesterday we had another meeting. So twice, 2 times. I just want to say that because as owner, you don't want to leave things to chance. You got to really make sure that you are in complete compliance and complete communication with the property management company, and we set the expectations with them way before the closing. What should be the bump in rents, what should be the rub systems in this particular one, and how all these checklist of all the things as the takeover is happening and the utilities are changed and the equipment in the office and in the workshop, right? Those things are very, very important, right?
Oh
Huh?
yeah, well that's super exciting. I'm looking forward to kind of recapping the whole process with you and John.
Sure.
Um, and so, talk to me about your trip to Florida, your projects, what's
Love
going
to.
on. Um, so it sounds like you're building them fast, so that's great.
We are building them. I think the only hiccup we have had, Bo, you know about that, but is the construction loans.
Yeah.
I think we have found a group, a young group. They have a office in San Francisco and one in Florida, and they love to provide construction loans at 4.25%. 3.75 to 4.25, and we are going further with them. And if they can give us more for our constructions, we got 16 projects on the books right now from this point forward. And actually, we are closing on a deal right near to Orlando. Claremont, I think, is the place. We saw the land and everything. We are buying, and then 3 or 4 more locations around Orlando. Wow. And 4 locations around Dallas and Fort Worth. So we are coming with a vengeance. And then, of course, we are looking in 10 locations right now in Florida. And then I think 5 locations in Virginia. And then North Carolina, we are also. So, a lot more projects are coming, on in the works there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. Very exciting.
I mean, Punta it took us a little bit longer to get the loan. You know about it. I mean, we went with one bank and then next one, and we got the loan. And very good, shout out to Susan, our good friend, executive director. Actually, she's moved on to another company, another bank, which we are very, very excited. And she says, Vinny, you are up in the line. Shahid and Vinny, you're the first ones we want to give loan to. It's a brand new bank that they just she joined, and she's known the owner and everything, so she'll be able to get their first, their second, and third loan. So we are really looking towards 4 different avenues so that we could get a lot of construction loans. I mean, we
Mhm.
guarantee the loans, personally guarantee. We have our systems of building this fast and everything. I mean, Punta Gorda, I was so impressed. 85% is built within 6 months. 85% in 6 months, from the ground, leveling the ground all the way up, And Merritt Island is built about 40%, let's say, maybe something like that, within just 2 months, 2.5 months. So we are moving faster, faster.
What's the outlook? Because of the slowdown with COVID. I mean, I'm sure it's been a little bit tougher to get filled. Are you seeing that you're being
No,
able to fill them quickly, or?
I'm so glad you said that. Oh my gosh, I've been meeting with Dahlia, and thanks to Dahlia, our executive director, wonderful person. I have so much respect for her in the Cape Coral. And by the way, if anybody's listening to us, and if you know anybody who would like assistance, assisted living, I mean, who would like to be a resident in one of our facility, our brand is hamptonmanor.co. That's our website. Hampton Manor is the brand. And in Cape Coral, we have 50% occupancy. We had 11 move ins this month, in the month of October. 11, which is very respected, in this industry. So we are really catching. And we have, I think, Punta Gorda is not even open yet. We have deposits for 9. What? Plus 4. So we accommodated almost 13 residents, and we are not even open yet. So we took these 4 residents to live in Cape Coral, 17 miles away, in a very, very beautiful property, which is Cape Coral Hampton Manor. But as Punta Gorda opens, these residents will pay their moving charges, is our key, will pay their moving charges to go to our, Punta Gorda site.
So
So
what? Oh, sorry, cut you off. What's
I, we are always looking at creative ways where we can bring value to our residents, right? So we got click funnels, we got inquiries coming through our websites with the chats and all. We got landing pages, both. And then our marketing machine is bringing. But more than that, we have the leasing agents and executive director. I think leasing director already hired for Punta Gorda, so they are going in the community. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
that's great. So then they go out to different places. They build networks with referring partners. So
Exactly.
when you're figuring these out, what your anticipation from certificate of occupancy to stabilization, and what's the kind of percentages of which you would consider stabilized in an assisted living asset? Is it
Excellent.
70 or 65 or
Okay, good
75%?
point. Very good point. At this time, we already hit in Cape Coral at 50%, let's say 48%, right? We broke even and made 14,000 profit or something last month. But the key thing is, as we increase residents population, we'll be increasing our caregiving, payroll, of course. And then the chef is already there, junior chef is already there, executive director is there, our receptionist in the front, and everything, right? Nurse is there, all those. So what we find is, because we are vertically integrated, Bo, I'm so impressed with how, we are managing these assets, on a good, solid background of experience, that we don't need to go to 70%, what you just mentioned. When we get to 70%, we're going to make $2 million, buddy. $2 million a year profit.
So at 80%, 3 or 3.3 million, and at 85%, if you achieve that, you're $4 million a year per.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is just very, very strong market. The key thing is, I want everybody to understand that those who are looking into investing passively with me, my partners and all, is that for a multifamily conventional, I charge $1,300 or $1,295 or $895, depending on the class of the building, right? But in assisted senior living, we start at 4,300 per unit, 4,300 for studio, or 4,500, I think, is for one bedroom, 4,700 is for two bedroom. But that includes three meals, all cooked to order meals, right there, two snacks, caregiving, linen, laundry, and the spa, and the salon, and the library, movie theater, swimming pools, all the ADLs, and daily exercises, caregiving 24 hours, nurse, everything is included in that 4,300. Holy cow. So it's like a resort living. But look at what is happening, Bo. If I have 90 units, let's say 90 times
Mhm,
4, 4,300, that's $4 million right there. So the
mhm.
revenue is way higher, but if we manage our costs correctly, the profitability of multifamily senior living is much better than any class, especially multifamily conventional. Because my deal in Orlando, to get me $4 million revenue, I had to pay $52 million to buy it. What?
Right.
$52 million.
So you said 90. Okay, so we got 90 beds,
Yep.
times 4,300. That's 387,000 a month, times that by 12. That's 4,644,000 in gross
That's
revenues.
the basic. That's the basic. So I want to say that, because depending on the level of care, then the other money gets attached, 250, 300, 500, maybe the memory care, it's $1,000 more. That's what the going rate is, by the way. So our residents in the memory care not pay just 4,300, but they pay 5,500. Hold on. So now 20% of our whole construction is memory care always. So it's independent and assisted living for 60 units, and then 20 or 22 units, 66 units, let's say, and then 22 units is our memory care section. Alzheimer, memory care, so that we don't want our residents to move out and get disturbed. That's why we build one story only with 3 to 6 courtyards. You have seen that, right? We could
Right.
even put some links underneath, or our people watching us, if you would like to, please reach us. Go ahead and come to our website, vinnychopra.com or boexteen.com. Again, we come to you live every Friday. Please give us 5 stars, and I mean, put reminders on, so that you could join us every week and ask us as many questions as you do. I live in the Bay Area, for everybody joining right now. in the Danville Blackhawk area, living here for 41 years in the San Francisco Bay Area. Brother Bo is from Bay Area actually, and he just moved to, a smarter guy than me, moved to Henderson, not to pay taxes, California taxes. I love that, But the thing is, we come live to you, and we are live right now in YouTube, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, several channels at the same time. And we make a podcast out of this show also every week. So if you miss this show, you can always subscribe to our podcast, Bo's podcast, and my Apartment Syndication Made Easy, the book I wrote, 2.5 years back, has got over 500 positive reviews now. That's commercial investing. And Bo, you're writing a book, brother. I know we started to write a book together on loans. I know we've been so busy with our so many things going on.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta, it's there's a we always say little by little, you gotta just move it. It gets kind of overwhelming, especially when Vinny's vertically integrating 10
Yes,
businesses at one time, right? But that's what I'm trying to do too with my business, right? I like that, those words, vertically integrate, right? Like
you
how
bet.
do you how do you make a stronger business? You integrate other, businesses within the
Yes.
business. And I'm doing the same thing right now with my businesses. So
I,
I love it. I
I
love
love
it.
I love that, Bo. I mean, I've been doing it for 14, 15 years. And you know what? I've saved millions of dollars. I'm telling you. Because when you are in the driver's seat with the contractors, with the vendors, with every dollar that is being spent out of the revenues for the 35 syndications I've done or whatever, right? So the thing is, I think managing your asset yourself brings that vested interest of your team and your vision into savings, as compared to price gouging and things like that. Not all the property management companies are bad, but the key thing is that if you are literally holding yourself accountable for the expenses, that's the key. Expenses, you will bring bottom line dollars to your investors really strongly.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, I think that's the thing. If you look at a lot of the companies, right? Like, there's cost to everything, and
Yeah,
how do you limit and make sure you're not overpaying those costs?
sure.
And like that's the problem about owning small properties, is that if you own properties far away and they're small, anytime you get something that you need to fix, you're potentially not going to. That's why multifamily, in theory, right, makes more sense, because you got 100 toilets and they're all under one location versus having five little single family properties. So, like you can, one electrical issue can kill your cash flow. If you had to replace HVAC, that's your cash flow on a single family property for the whole year. So
You're
it's
so right. You're so right, Bo. And it's one transaction. Loans are easier. Money is so cheap right now. 2.68%. Oh my gosh. Single family, multifamily, commercial loans are so, so cheap. Of course, when you are dealing with multifamily, hopefully everybody listening to us is in multifamily already. But if you're not, please do look into it, because economies of scale, the loan qualifications is much easier, building your brand and scaling up is much easier in multifamily, and everybody needs a roof over their head. That's what it's all about. Economy, when its downturn comes, people are still going to be needing place to live. So the houses, if they have to cannot afford, goes to A class or B class or B minus or C plus and C. If the economy is good, people move from C minus to C plus to B minus to B plus to A minus. I mean, these are all these classes. And with the millennials, I mean, with the demographical shift happening after COVID, it's just so ridiculous how people are totally moving into all these suburbs all over USA. So there is a great opportunity for multifamily. That's what our life and blood and everything. We talk and we breathe and everything. So if anybody would like to meet for any loan, please reach out to Brother Bo right here. He's got all kinds of loan. Yeah, Bo, tell us what kind of loans can you give, bud? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, just to give you an exampling of what I'm doing right now, I'm doing a $8 million construction loan on 15 fourplexes,
Uh-huh.
one parcel in Texas that's ground up construction. Helping a gentleman move his financial planning practice. He's building his own building. He's building a 15,000 square foot office just for his company.
Yeah.
So we're doing a loan there. We've got the other day. We've got a gentleman that's buying two non-flagged or boutique motels or
Mhm.
hotels, and he's converting them into flagged hotels in a resort destination area. So I'm going to be trying to size that transaction up. They're interesting. One's 98 keys, the other's 102.
Mhm.
Um, and then, I've got a bunch of small deals, rental properties, things like that. Some short-term rentals. A lot of investors right now buying in the short-term rentals. I'm competing for a deal from a large company right now, and
Yes.
they're buying a subdivision of high-end homes, which are going to be luxury short-term rentals, and so that's a 20 million plus acquisition price. So I don't know if I'm going to land that deal, but I've brought it to a bank partner of mine, so it's fun. I get a little bit of everything, and I get to see and
Awesome.
get
Awesome.
involved in many deals.
Congratulations. No, congratulations, brother. And again, on my side, if anybody is more interested, please reach out to Ethan right there with me and John. And we are vinnychopra.com. And, we do the syndications. We are into multifamily, hotels, ground up constructions of senior assisted living, stabilized senior assisted living. That has been our bread and butter syndications. The fund, 506C fund, $50 million fund that we are doing right now. We just closed on a deal last Friday. We'll be closing another one in about 2 weeks, let's say. So, please reach out to us and passively invest with us. And, we love to have a strategy call with you all. Thank you again, Bo. Hey, we got to go. And I know we come live to you all every Friday, 9:30. So see you next week and let's have a great one. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Right.